Hi, welcome to the lesson on linear equations, the points of a line. So I would like to start off by asking this question. What is a linear equation? Well, a linear equation is a graph that consists of a straight line, and the graph of a linear equation will intersect an infinite number of points in the coordinate system, so that means there's no ending. It just continues on and on and on. So taking a look at this straight line on the grid representing y equals x plus 1, it intersects the points 1, 2, 0, 1, negative 1, 0. So notice how I have this table of values, which includes 3 points. Now these points right here are intersected by the graph of this equation y equals x plus 1. So if you take a look here, I have the point 1, 2. So starting from the origin, what I've done was plotted the point 1, 2. So since x is a value of 1, I moved over to the right once and I moved up twice because of the y value 2. So this is the point 1, 2. And then taking a look at this point 0, 1, I'm at the origin, but notice I'm not going to move right or left because x is 0. However, I will move up once on the y-axis because the y is a positive 1 value. All right, and last but not least, I have the point negative 1, 0. Starting at the origin, since x is negative 1, I will move one space to the left. And then I'm going to remain at 0 because y does not go up or down. It's just 0. So I leave the point right here. So here, this equation is representative of this straight line right here. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to graph an equation of a line on another grid, and we're going to find 2 or more points that a graph will intersect. So let's go ahead and start that now. So let's go ahead and create a t-chart containing of x and y values. And we'll graph the line y equals x plus 2. So we have y is equal to x plus 2. Okay, and so what I like to do is start off with small values for x. So let's start with the number 1. And so now we need to find out what y is. So in order to do that, we need to plug in 1 for x in this equation here. So that looks like this, y equals, and then we have the 1 plus 2. So notice that y is equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. All right, and then we have, or let's choose another small value such as 0. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to replace this x for 0. So when you do that, you get 0 plus 2, or y equals 0 plus 2. And of course, 0 plus 2 is equal to 2. So we have the point 0, 2. And last but not least, let's go with one more point. So we'll choose negative 3. Okay, so let's plug negative 3 in for x. So that's negative 3 plus 2. And so negative 3 plus 2 is equal to negative 1. Okay, so now we have enough points to plot on a graph here. So let's go ahead and create a graph or a coordinate system or a coordinate plane, however you want to look at that. All right, and so now what we're going to do is take a look at the points that we have here. So we have 1, 3. So we have a positive 1 for x and we have a positive 3 for y. So starting at the origin, well, we know we're going to move one place to the right because it's a positive 1. But then we need to move 3 spaces up on the y-axis because this is a positive number. So we speculate 3 is probably somewhere in here. So I'll plot it right there. So now taking a look at this point, we have the point 0, 2. So we have 0, okay, it's not moving to the left or to the right, but we do need to move up 2 spaces. Okay, so that's probably right in here. Okay, and last but not least, we have -3, -1. So starting at the origin, we're going to move 3 spaces to the left since we're talking about a negative x value. So -3 is here and -1. So we speculate, which is somewhere in here. All right, so it's just right here. Okay, so now what we can do is take and draw our line through the 3 points that we've created. Okay, so notice we have a straight line. Okay, so a completed t-chart of values just shows you that the graph of the line y equals x plus 2 is passing through the points 1, 3, 0, 2, and -3, -1. But I want you to keep in mind that as long as you substitute a value for either variable, you can solve for the other variable. So for example, so let's say you have the line y equals x minus 3. So we're going to create a table of x and y values or a t-chart. So we have x and y. All right, so let's say that our first value for x is 0. So we'll plug in 0 for x. All right, to get y, and that's y equals 0 minus 3, which is equal to -3. And then let's say that you have, let's say, the value 2 for x. All right, so substituting, so we have y equals 2 minus 3, which is equal to -1. And then last but not least, let's say that you are given a y value instead. So let's say that y value is 2, positive 2. All right, so let's go ahead and solve for x then. So that means y is equal to 2 equals x minus 3. So solving for x, we need to add 3 on both sides, right? Because we need to isolate x. So the opposite of -3 is +3 or +3. Do that to the other side as well. So that means x is equal to 5. All right, so we have the 0.52 now. So let's go ahead and let's see, plot these points on a graph. All right, so we have 0, -3. So we have 0 starting at the origin, and we're not moving left or right. But y is -3, so that means we need to move down on the y-axis to -3, which is upon speculation right here. So we'll plot a point here. And then we have +2, -1. So remember, +2 is x. So move over to +2, which is probably about here, and down to -1, which is basically like right in here. And last but not least, we have 5, 2. So we're going to come all the way out to 5 is probably right here. And then we're going to move up 2 spaces, which is probably right in here. Okay, so now we get to draw this line. And we have 3 points, so we're going to pass through 3 points or intersect 3 points. It's not perfect, but it is a straight line if you were to graph it on graph paper. So this line is representative of the equation y equals x minus 3. Okay, and these are the points to represent this graph. Okay, so that's all we have for this lesson. I hope it was helpful, and I look forward to working with you in the next lesson. Take care.